Hey guys, your SMC editor back again with another gaming video for you. So the PS5 reveal event is over, and here's our quick hot take on what we witnessed. The PS5 certainly has games, right? Hardly. I have to say I wasn't really impressed with what they showed, and it left me glad to know I'm not really missing anything out being a fan of Xbox. First thing first, I don't know about you, but I didn't really get a warm and fuzzy feeling when the first thing they popped up on the screen was a warning stating that the following video is running on a PC emulating the PS5. I mean, personally, I don't think that was a good choice to open the show with, but that's just my opinion. I understand why they did it, so they could basically show off Final Fantasy 16, which is a year-long exclusive to the console. But I have to say the trailer seemed to go on for a bit too long, and it didn't really draw me into it. But we'll see how it turns out. Another game that was shown was a new Harry Potter game. I have to say I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter, so I haven't even managed to finish one of the movies yet, so it's a hard pass on that one for me, so it doesn't really matter, but it's not exclusive anyways. It's a third-party game. They showed, of course, Call of Duty. While not exclusive, it looked really good, and I have to say I'll probably pick it up for Series X. And of course, they did highlight that you can play the alpha coming this weekend, which is a nice little exclusive for them. Some of the other misses I found, basically, I'm not really sure why Devil May Cry 5 was shown. I believe the time could have been better used for the showcase. The game is so old right now, and I know it had some improvements, but I don't believe it needed to be there. Spider-Man looks good, but I just came off playing the original for PS4 on PS Now a few months ago. The game was solid, but not as good as people said it was, I found. So I think I'm done with that series until there's a true sequel. Let's see, the explanation behind Bethesda's Deathloop seemed intriguing, but I believe that game has been delayed, so I'm not sure when we'll see it. The other third-party games was Capcom's Resident Evil 8, which didn't really do it for me because I'm not into scary games. They kind of scare me. The Demon's Souls remake was shown, and while it looked pretty good, I'm not really sure if that was something I'd really play. I mean, I haven't really tried it out in the current generation, so I don't really feel that I need to get into that in the new generation when it finally happens. However, I could see possibly why people do like the series. I felt the highlight of the show was Fortnite. The game looked really good with all the visual improvements. I can notice a difference in it because I do play the odd match of Fortnite, so it seemed like it looked really good on next generation. We'll see how that works out, but of course that's going to be available on Xbox as well. The PS4 collection thing was kind of neat. Seems like a kind of a cheap rip-off of Game Pass from a distance, but right now you get a library of what seems to be PS4 exclusives. So I mean, PS5 users will have to keep an eye on this and see how it evolves over time. I mean, it is a good thing to have. It's kind of cool. I'm assuming this might how they do their backwards compatibility. We'll have to see more on this as time goes on. So after the games, the price was released, and the quick hot take here is that the digital version is $399 US and the disc one is $499 US. I think that's what a lot of people were expecting. However, the interesting thing here as well is that in Canada, Sony is charging $499 for the digital, not willing to take the hit on the exchange rate for the disc one, as they are selling for $629 instead of the expected $599 that sort of Microsoft is doing with their console when it was $499 in the US. So this is kind of further pushing people to the digital one, as the disc drive is not worth an extra $130 Canadian. Of course, as the event came to close, more news has since broke, and there are a few interesting tidbits here. Let's go over them. Of course, the launch live of games that will actually be available on November 12th was released. We should see Astro's Playroom, which is coming preloaded on the PS5. We should see Demon's Souls, Destruction All-Stars, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Sackboy. There should be possibly a digital version of Devil May Cry, a special edition. Also, Fortnite will be available day one as well, which is cool. Another quick hot take on all of this is how the cat is kind of out of the bag now that Sony will be supporting the PS4 for another 3 or 4 years, and have plans to make games such as Horizon Zero Dawn 2 and Miles Morales Spider-Man available on previous generations. So they now become cross-generation games. This is very interesting, of course. As Sony had stated before, they believe in generations and there needs to be a cutoff to each generation. One could assume that we will possibly see the teased God of War 2 sequel as well, being supported on the PS4, or at least possibly being announced for PC sometime in the future. This all kind of leads to the fact that, do you need to buy a PS5 if you can play all these exclusives on your PS4 or potentially on your PC? What do you think? Now, I do want to make one last comment. I found something very interesting has happened here. I do think Sony adjusted their plans based on the Xbox leak that forced Microsoft to release their business plans early. I think it's weird that they are planning on releasing in a split release, with half of the world getting it on November 12th, 2 days after the Xbox, and the rest of the world getting it a week later on November 19th. I believe those were changes based on the Xbox leak business plans. As well, there's no mention by text on when the pre-order could start, and this caught some by surprise. Sony announced after the show that pre-orders would go live on September 17th. However, there seems to be some confusion as retailers went live on the evening of the 16th, and this has caught a lot of people off guard. As of right now, when I'm recording this video, it looks like a lot of the early pre-orders are completely sold out, with people possibly finding the disc-based machine at the higher price still available. One has to wonder how all this will have played out if the Xbox details had not leaked. Was the PS5 supposed to be a higher price, releasing at a later date? I guess we'll never know, but I do feel bad for the people at Microsoft that work so hard on their Xbox plans and have been constantly improving their services, only have it spoiled by a week ahead of time. It's really a shame. That being said, the PS5 and the Xbox details are now out in the open. We have a price and release dates for both systems. Which do you plan on getting? Let us know in the comments below. What are your plans for next generation? Xbox, PS5, gaming PC, or maybe you'll just stick with last generation, as both companies seem to be supporting them for a period of time. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's the video for today. Have a good one. Bye.